A woman was about to head home. As she searched for her keys, a man suddenly appeared behind her, covering her head with a plastic bag and knocking her down. Panicked, she managed to shove him aside, remove the bag, and cried desperately for help. Yet, a nearby young man, lost in his music, failed to notice. Meanwhile, the attacker lunged at her again. He pulled out duct tape, silenced the woman by sealing her mouth, and restrained her hands. He bound her feet and stuffed her into the trunk, driving away. At his place, he confined her in a hidden room, secured it, and placed a green paper decoration at the entrance, an airtight setup with no traces left. Inside, as the terrified woman shook in fear, the man walked in. Leaning down, he informed her the room had walls 7.2 meters thick and 8.1 meters of soundproof insulation. All she needed to do was answer his questions. Afterward, he cautiously removed the tape from her mouth. The man felt speechless. He hadn't expected the woman to be so mischievous. Unfazed, he left the room, confident he had plenty of time to train her. The woman struggled to sit up and unexpectedly discovered a ventilation duct. She shouted for help, but little did she know the duct had layers. After finishing some games, the man returned to the room, found her calm, and warned her to conserve energy and stop pointless struggles. Terrified, the woman offered her monthly salary of 1.800 to the man if he'd just talk to her. The man was exasperated, asking, "Do you think I'm that poor? I don't need your 1.800. Terrified, the woman wondered what he wants if not money, but she didn't dare think further. He then went to the kitchen to prepare a meal. Realizing she couldn't sit idly by, the woman began wriggling, leveraging her flexibility to maneuver her bound hands to the front. Meanwhile, the man finished 2 plates of lunch and returned, ready to invite her to eat. Taking advantage of the moment the man fell, she hurriedly made a run for it. The man tried to grab her legs from behind, but she kicked at him and continued onward. While struggling, she grabbed a nearby vase and smashed it against the man's head, rushing ahead to the living room, where she picked up a phone to call the police. Yet before the call connected, the man shot the phone with a gun. Terrified, the woman even wet herself a little and pleaded for mercy as the man momentarily let down his guard. She knocked him down and searched for her bag, intending to call for help using her phone. Shockingly, there was no signal. Desperate, she took a knife from the drawer, cut the bindings on her legs, and tried escaping, only to find the front door locked. At the same time, the man awakened from unconsciousness on the floor. Seeing the frantic woman, he didn't block her, but instead suggested she eat before attempting anything. This request caught her off guard, but seemed strangely normal. He again requested her name. "My name is Kathy Nolan." Clearly, this wasn't the answer the man wanted, and he smashed a plate in response. Although the woman struggled, her efforts were in vain given the overwhelming strength difference. Hit unconscious by a man's punch, the woman was shoved back into a locked room as he calmly began clearing the dishes. At some point, she regained awareness and saw him nearby, which left her utterly broken. She still couldn't fathom why he kidnapped her, but chose not to act further. He even warned her against fantasizing about free gains, insisting such luck wouldn't come her way. After his departure, she checked the phone in her pocket. The man entered with a chair and again asked her name, leaving her in shock. She was so scared and at a point, struggling to remember her own name. Despite hearing it multiple times, he can't seem to recall it the moment he looks away. The man's dissatisfaction with her answers hit its peak. With no patience left, he brandished a gun at her head, warning that she would no longer need the name Casey. Death is far more fitting. Confronted by his severe threats, she finally confessed. Her true name was Keenan, whereas Casey was her late sister. Years ago, she worked as a nurse when his wife's death occurred under her watch. Though it was ruled an accident, he kidnapped her for answers, yet instead of an explanation, she launched into a heartfelt story. Dazed, he struggled to see how her tale tied to his wife's death. She revealed his wife's disloyalty, admitting she had observed inappropriate relationships, even during her hospital stay. Fueled by simmering hatred, the woman admitted taking drastic actions against his wife. She recounted how her father had run away with her sister's closest friend during her youth, disgracing the family and pushing her sister to end her life under societal pressure. From that time on, she loathed all betrayals, eventually training as a nurse motivated by her sorrow and anger. When the man's wife passed away, she endured accusation after accusation and began living under her sister's name. Hearing this confession shattered him. Unable to believe his kind wife could betray him, he feverishly reviewed saved videos of her, poring over every moment for clues. The footage revealed her secret texts. Meanwhile, the woman began plotting his demise, fearing that if he shifted blame to her for murder, her own life would crumble. Discreetly, she loosened a floor tile using her phone case. Quietly preparing, she sat tight for his return. He soon reappeared, now composed. Even though he despised the facts, he acknowledged them and resolved to fight for justice for his wife.
You have to turn yourself in.
Why'd you have to ruin everything?
Heading into the kitchen, she fetched a knife, determined to neutralize him permanently. Yet upon re-entering the room, he escaped during a brief struggle. As he bolted toward the door, she clawed at his injured arm, causing the man to stumble in pain and step back. He spotted his gun nearby, but she quickly kicked it away. Lunging like a beast, she overpowered him, clawing toward the weapon. Though he retaliated fiercely, she managed to gain possession an instant ahead of him. Grasping the firearm, she readied herself. And when the housekeeper appeared with the child, the woman fired without hesitation. Turning toward the terrified girl, she restrained her, but the child bit down hard in resistance. Seizing the chance, the man tackled her, disarming her with one hand. Scooping up his daughter, he hastened to escape, but just as he tucked the girl into safety, the battle reignited. The woman, fully unhinged now, unleashed her fury and swiftly subdued him. Snatching up a steel fork, she prepared to deliver the killing blow. Fighting back with all his might, the man clung tightly to the weapon, refusing to relent as her strength bore down on him without mercy. In the end, fate intervened in the man's favor. The heavy garage door fell, putting an end to the rampaging woman. With that, the movie concluded. The man held his daughter tightly, though his heart remained unsettled.